Hi, everyone. It's Renee, the Life Over Coach. I will give you guys a few minutes to join in. Let's see who we get on a Tuesday night. This is my first time going live on a Tuesday. So hopefully you guys are around and hanging out somewhere. So we'll see. So I see people are starting to join. Hey, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? So we'll give everybody a couple minutes to join in and then we will get started. Tonight we are talking about authenticity over insecurities and how to deal with those. So I've got a couple tips for you all. Hey, Darren, Samuel, Michael, thank you guys for joining. We will get started in a minute. If this is your first time joining, tell me where you're from. Hey, how do you pronounce? Oh, Deborah. Hey, Deborah. How are you? Good to see you guys. So tell me where you're from. Hey, Brandon, thanks for joining. Hey, is that Marjorie on Instagram? And Brandon and Miles, Julian, hey guys. How was everyone's weekend? It's okay, so usually I go live on Sunday, but today I'm doing it on a Tuesday night because I got caught up on Sunday. Hey, Royal Calypso. Hey, how you guys doing? Oh, Myrtle Beach. Nice. I love Myrtle Beach. I was just telling somebody that we needed to plan another trip to Myrtle Beach. We try to go down about 2 or 3 times a year or during the summertime. It's really nice. But I had a busy weekend. What did I do? I tell you, it's like the days just fly by. Hey, Samuel from Houston, Texas. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Royal Calypso. Glad you're coming to check me out. So I changed my platform on Instagram. I'm using my laptop instead of my cell phone because it always seems so grainy on my cell phone. Mine was productive. I got a little bit of rest. Did a little community service. Did some work. What else did I? Oh, I babysat. I babysat my little granddog this weekend. He's always a hoot and fun to hang out with. That's my little buddy. All right, so it is 9:03. You guys know I try to get started about 9:03, and I have a lot of information for today. I didn't realize how much I had put together for tonight. I try to do about 3 pages of material, and I have like 7, so it's a lot of good stuff. Hey, Alex, thanks for joining. No, not yet. Almost. Almost caught up on all my homework. All right, guys, so for those of you who don't know me or this may be your first time joining, I am Renee Butler, the Life Over Coach. I'm a speaker and award-winning business owner, a biz builder, and a certified project manager. I show you how to organize and prioritize your life and teach you how to monetize your business ideas and products. So simply put, I teach you how to get your life and get your money. So happy Tuesday, happy date night. If this is your first time joining, drop your name, tell me where you're from. Give me a like or a follow on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and Snapchat. I am everywhere that you are. So our live in-person event, if you are interested in attending, it's going to be a 2-day training. We're going to create your businesses, finalize your business plans, create all your products, build out your website, your product stores, and do all of your branding and marketing strategies. Let me know if you are interested. Put a 5 in the comment section. Hey, Darren, thanks for joining. All right, so y'all ready to get started tonight? Yes? You said you have, oh, you're a business management major. Awesome. So maybe you can come help me. Hey, Phil, thanks for joining. All right, let's talk about authenticity tonight. Everyone says like authenticity is it's being genuine, it's being real, kind of staying true to yourself. Some people use the word keeping it 100, right? So I read an article a couple weeks ago, and it talked about that someone decided they were going to speak their thoughts with no filter in an effort to be more authentic. But when I thought about it, I was like, is that really like authenticity? Is verbalizing your every thought without a filter really authentic? So I was thinking about it, and I was like, what if authenticity is really kind of being mindful of your words, your thoughts, your actions? Does that make you less authentic? Like, aren't you still being authentic in your thoughts? So maybe, authenticity could mean that you're putting your thought into a collection of words that come from your mouth. And I was thinking about like, okay, what are some good scenarios to think about that? So are you really being authentic when you curse somebody out because they cut you off while you're driving? Like you get really mad and you start cursing at them? Do y'all do that? Okay, so maybe you are being authentic when those kind of scenarios happen. But if someone, are you going to curse people out every time someone upsets you? Probably not. I think it's best, the best way to handle certain situations is to really think about how you want to respond. What's the best way to handle a situation? Do you want to set fuel to the fire, or do you want to respond in a manner that preserves a relationship and keeps the peace, right? So my definition of authenticity is mindfully considering where your thoughts, actions, and words converge and taking ownership of the outcome. So tonight I wanted to share 10 tips of choosing authenticity over insecurity. So number 1, stop comparing yourself to other people. Like it literally kills your mojo, your fire, your you. No one, and I mean no one, can do what you do the way you do it. So be you and be more accepting of yourself as well as other people. Number 2 is make a conscious choice to show up, to be real, and to be honest. So I want to challenge each of you today to commit to spending 1 week showing up as your authentic self and being honest. And why do I say be honest? Because when you're honest with other people about yourself and your business dealings, you begin to set yourself up for success. And then you start setting realistic goals and expectations of yourself as well as others. Your business starts to thrive because you're delivering on your honest word. Does that make sense to you guys? And then you start learning from your mistakes versus masking them or blaming other people or finding excuses why, you couldn't make something happen because you really weren't being authentic or true to who you really are. Brandon said in his normal life, he would say, bless your heart. Bless your heart is the Southern way of cussing people out. So yes. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Bob. Thanks for joining. All right, number 3 is express your emotions freely, clearly, and kindly. Let's be honest, nobody wants to be the a-hole in the room all the time. I get that sometimes you have to be, but nobody wants to be that all the time. So I think that each of us, we have like a ton of emotions that we experience on a daily basis. But when you're angry and you're lashing out at everybody that comes in your presence, until you get over it or calm down, is that really what you want to be? Versus being someone, who is calm and centered, and you can respond with like intentional thoughts. So I know one thing, like for me, laughing, I think, is one of the easiest emotions that people freely express, because you laugh when you're happy, you laugh when something is funny. But what about all of your other emotions that you experience? So practice expressing those emotions freely and clearly, devoid of anger or resentment, because what you want to do is create a safe space for people. So where people that come into your space, they feel safe to be honest, to be open with you. Communication then flows freely among the conversation and among people. You guys have a better space to discuss issues, resolve issues in a more timely manner. And I always think when people are in a safe space, especially like in a work environment, or if you own your own company and you are trying to come up with some new products, some new ideas. Hey, Kim, that's my cousin. You want people to be able to be themselves authentically. And that's kind of a space where creativity flows, so you can come up with better business practices, better products, better customer service. I think it's just all around better for you, your organization, the people who are around you. And in your personal life, you're building healthier and happier relationships. All right, so number 4. Hey, what is that? DA 2 second? the doc. Thanks for joining. All right, number 4. Allow your true self to be seen by others. So what do I mean by that? Nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. But if you're trying to be perfect, knowing that you aren't, you're not really being authentic. But showing that you are imperfect, it gives you that authentic person that you're looking for, and it also creates security and confidence. And that's really what we're going for here, because we're trying to get over insecurities and choosing to be authentic. So stop worrying about putting on like some kind of persona that you probably can't keep up anyway, and just be you and kind of let go of all those insecurities. So number 5 is claim it. No one can give you authenticity. You have to own your own genius, own who you are, believe in yourself. So make a commitment to believe in your own values. Don't worry about what other people are doing, saying, what they believe in. You follow what you believe in. Make a commitment to yourself to continually improve and to become better, because that builds confidence. So since we are looking to let go of insecurities and you are looking to be more authentic, the more that you educate, the more that you grow yourself, the more confidence and self-assurance that you begin to have and you begin to build. All right, number 6 is your business depends on it. Why does your business depend on it? Well, you start to think things through a little bit more clearly. Every decision that you make will either positively or negatively impact your business. And it's okay, and I say this all the time, it's okay to say, I don't know. So many people fear not knowing the right answer to everything. So it's okay. No one expects you to be perfect. If you truly don't know or don't have all the facts, just say, I don't know, but I can get back to you. Give me a chance to research it or get the right answer from someone who does know, versus trying to BS your way through. Like, people can read through BS and then they don't want to do business with you. So you want to, be more authentic. You don't want to destroy relationships, especially your business relationships. So speaking of relationships, it's a good segue into our number 7, which is business is built on relationships. So I learned this when I was, I think I was about 7th or 8th grade. I went to a conference with my mom, and I was sitting, it was in a stadium in Atlanta. It's not their new stadium or convention center, but it was, it's I guess their old stadium or convention center. And I was just sitting somewhere waiting for her. And it was a group of them, and I sat next to this guy, and we were just talking, and he had on shorts, a t-shirt, some flip-flops, real casually dressed. But he and I were talking, and he was like, oh, you're young. And he said, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice if you want to be successful in life. He's like, always remember that business is built on relationships. So be aware of how you treat people, and always try to develop win-win situations. Well, come to find out, that person that I was sitting next to was a billionaire. Go figure, right? I didn't know. So I say that to people to say, you never know who you are in contact with. So try to treat people with dignity, respect, be authentic, be the real you. And then be a person of your word. So if you say you're going to do something, you do it. All right, number 8. And y'all know I'm a little corny. So number 8 is, by gosh golly, have a sense of humor. Laughter is truly good for your heart. It burns calories. How about that? Laughing burns calories. And almost every great speaker or talk show host or host of some kind of show, they use humor or they tell jokes. And there's a reason to that. There's a reason, there's an art, and there's a science behind that. So we'll talk about that a little bit. So use like non-hostile jokes. They're great for starters or to ease tension in the room. Humor also relaxes an audience and helps them feel a little bit more comfortable with you. Laughter releases anxiety and butterflies that may build up. Brandon says, yeah, he's goofy. I know, I'm goofy too. Like, I tell the corniest jokes, but y'all laugh, I laugh. So I don't care. It's me. But I also say, use humor wisely. Like use your personal experiences, maybe an embarrassing moment or a funny conversation, or if you have kids, retell a story or something funny that they did, kind of as icebreakers. And I always say that most of my funny stories revolve around something to do with ice cream. So we'll talk about those later, not today. But let the art of humor help chip away at some of your insecurities. Oh, we're doing good on time. It's 9:16. Okay, we still have 10 minutes. The Bible says, be careful how you treat strangers because you might be entertaining an angel. That is so true, Alex. You never know who you are talking to. So I'll share another quick story before I go to number 9. And I've shared this plenty of times, so some of you have heard it, so bear with me if you've heard it before. But when I was starting my daycare business, I was in the process I had just applied for a loan with the small business, SBA, Small Business Administration, and getting the lease on the facility and like getting the doors open. And I was told that, it was going to take a few months before my loan would be, approved. They were pretty sure it would get approved, but they just said it was going to take a few months. And I was like, oh gosh, like I had negotiated my lease already to start. I was trying to like guesstimate, should I start having to pay my first payment like in 4 months, 5 months, what did I need to do? But as it turns out, I got invited to a meet and greet event through, I think it was the Baltimore Sun at the time that was hosting the event, but a friend of mine worked for the Baltimore Sun, and she called and was like, hey, Renee, come, you should come. It's going to be a great meet and greet. You might meet some good people, some good connections. So I was like, sure. And I hadn't been sleeping because I'd been working so hard, like day in and day out. And it was like the only day I had off. And I was like, oh God, I really want to get some sleep tonight. And I was like, well, let me think about it. I'll let you know. And I laid down because I was like, I need to take a nap first. But it was like God tapped me on my shoulder and was like, no, you need to get out, get dressed, you need to go. And I always listen. I always say God kind of taps me on my shoulder. I don't know how God communicates with you, but I always say listen when God is trying to speak to you or tell you something. So I got up and I went, and while I was there, just kind of worked the room, meeting people. I'm very friendly when I'm out and about, and talking to a stranger. Just a guy that I didn't know, and we were just kind of talking about, he actually asked me what I did, and I told him, what I was in the process of doing, what my niche was in the daycare market, what made my center so special and different from other places, and kind of why I knew it was going to be successful. And I had told him that, I had just submitted my application with the SBA. So he was like, oh, wow, that's really amazing. I really like what you're doing. And he said, well, I'm the final approver for all SBA loans in Maryland. And I was like, oh, wow. And he was like, your loan will be approved in a couple of days. So that was a good story, Alex, but it's very true that you never know who you're talking to or who you may meet along your path. And one of the things that I really believe in is if God put something on your heart and you are walking in that path and you are being diligent in what you're doing, he will put the people in front of you that you need to meet that will help you get to that end result. So keep that in mind. All right, number 9 is learn to be fearless. The less fear that you have, the more insecurities you end up letting go, which make room for authenticity, right? All right, fear is real as well as it is perceived. So try to separate the real from perceived and kind of go for it, go for your goals. So I think you guys, I have a pretty smart audience. I think you guys know the difference between like real and perceived, but kind of real fear is more of if someone's pointing a gun in your face, yes, you should absolutely be scared. But perceived is like, oh, I'm scared because I got to go speak in front of this audience. But you can kind of talk your way out of that. No one's physically going to harm you. So think about those. And another good thing to do is I kind of do this too to get over some of my like insecurities or fears, especially when you're treading into new territory. is compare your best case scenarios, your worst case scenarios, and kind of go over what could the possible outcomes be, so that you know that the actions and the steps that you are taking is that you're moving towards the best case scenarios. So you're kind of limiting those things that would be the worst case scenarios. And typically, we kind of realized that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was. So, hey TJ, thanks for joining, and Damon and Chris. And finally, number 10 is make good decisions and choices. And I think that that is a huge part of being authentic. When you make a decision that is for the better good of everyone who is involved, you are actually letting go of some of your insecurities and grabbing hold of authenticity. Who are my football fans out here? Give me a 1 if you are a football fan. So do any of you remember in 2016 when Sean Lee from the Dallas Cowboys decided to bench himself right in the middle of when they were preparing for playoffs because he was injured? Anybody remember that? He had an injured hamstring. I know it's a delay, so I'll give you guys a moment to kind of say yes or no if you remember. Yes. Okay, so you guys remember that. So I think that that decision is one of the greatest examples of someone letting go of insecurities and being really authentic. Did you guys know that that decision that he made cost him a $2 million bonus? Did y'all know that? Y'all may have if y'all are big fans, NFL fans. But yeah, so he decided he was going to bench himself, knowing that he was going to miss out on a $2 million bonus because he wasn't going to play all of the games that were in his contract for him to get that bonus. But he did it because he knew it was for the betterment of his team. So those, to me, is a really good example of what being authentic looks like and letting go of some of your insecurities. And I just wanted to quickly read the statement that he said. He said, "It was me who decided not to play. I didn't feel like I would be effective enough to help the football team. I'm not going to disrespect my teammates and my coaches and be out there not playing the right way." So I use that as an example of how some of you should live your life. You know, be authentic, make decisions that are good for everyone that's involved, whether it's, you know, your personal relationships, your business relationships. I'm a huge proponent of win-win deals. Like, always create win-win scenarios in your life. And I think that by doing that, you are letting go of your insecurities and being more authentic. So that is my 10 tips to letting go of insecurity and being more authentic in your life. So we have 2 minutes. I got through that kind of quick. I thought we were going to be here for like an hour. I was like, oh my goodness, you wrote a lot of stuff. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining. Do you guys have any questions? Any stories you guys want to tell me? I am open. Do you guys like Tuesday night better than Sunday night? That was something else I was thinking about. I was like, Sundays, maybe everybody's preparing for the work week. 7 o'clock is kind of like that, just finished dinner or just starting dinner, haven't got the kids down yet. Does Tuesday at 9 work for you guys? I kind of like this time. So I may switch to Tuesdays at 9. I think I'm going to broadcast again next week at Tuesday at 9, and we'll see how it goes. Brandon asked me if I'm an AKA. I am an AKA. Can you tell? You see all the pink and green stuff? So on my I'm broadcasting live on Facebook and Instagram. My Instagram, I guess the monitor is tilted a little differently, so you can see like the AKA stuff a little bit clearer. You said, yeah. Oh, you guys do like Tuesday. Good. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to switch to Tuesdays at 9 o'clock. I kind of like this time. Plus, it gives you guys a chance to really enjoy your weekend. It's summertime. We'll be able to hang out and do some stuff on Sunday nights. I know it's a work night, right? But we're grown, so we can still play on school nights. All right, so no questions. It is 9:25. And you guys know that I like to give you your time and try to stick to my 25 minutes if you guys don't have a bunch of questions going on. Fosky, Mr. Michael Sutton. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Terry, we are just about to end. And I will see you guys. So we're going to do Tuesdays at 9 o'clock moving forward. All right. Thank you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, productive week. Bye. You're welcome.